Look at this position carefully. It's white to move, and there is a brilliant move here. I assume the first thing that might came in your mind is knight b6, free rook and queen, right? But that's not the correct move. After analyzing many games, I noticed a pattern that brilliant moves often involve sacrificing material to surprise the opponent. They usually don't lead to an immediate win before two moves. Like in this case, knight to b6 is the top engine move. It wins a rook and queen with a fork, but it's not truly brilliant because it is not a huge shock or flexing move. But if you play queen to a7, that is indeed a brilliant move because you sacrifice a huge material which shocks the opponent, and after taking rook and queen you are completely winning by pushing those pawns. Although this was not the top engine move, and in this line you don't have a queen, but it is a brilliant move. Let's take another example. In this position, Magnus Carlsen played pawn h4, starting a kingside attack. Black responded with f6, controlling the square. But in this position, white has a brilliant sacrifice. Can you see it? The move is knight to g5, because if pawn takes knight, then white can play another brilliant move, bishop to h7. After king takes, Magnus gives a discovered check with the rook, forcing king to move. Now this is a very important moment. Look at this position. There is a brilliant move here. Can you find it? In this position, Magnus Carlsen sacrificed the rook, because after king takes, the white queen joins the attack. So when the king goes to g8, we block its escape with a pawn, and finally delivering a checkmate. Okay, let me sum it up. To get brilliant move, first you have to play an aggressive opening. It's much easier to play brilliant moves when you play attacking chess. When you play aggressive openings, gambits, and use opening traps, then there is a high probability you will get brilliant move. Like for example in this case, white is playing a Tennyson gambit, and black falls right into it. This sacrifice, knight takes f7 followed by bishop takes g6, gives white two brilliant moves right away. Black has to recapture, but now queen takes d8 wins the game. Step 2 is, you have to play a kind of sacrificing or shocking move like we saw in that above match. And the final thing is that most brilliant move involve opening up the king and sacrificing material. Before dismissing a sacrifice, calculate it. If it works and isn't obvious, chess.com often marks it brilliant. Number 2 is great move. Great moves maintain the evaluation and significantly improve your position with approximately 0.5 points or more. A great move is like a critical move, or you can say the only move, where it must be played in order to continue to either stay ahead or grab the advantage. Like we saw in earlier example that knight forking the king and rook is a great move, although it is not same as brilliant because it is not that shocking or extraordinary move. Next is best move. The best move is the one that maximizes your potential while minimizing risk. For example, if you have a chance to capture an opponent's piece while also developing your own piece into a better position, that's likely your best move. Like mostly the games which end normally means which were obviously losing from way ahead, or starting of game and atlas they end in checkmate. They are mostly best moves. These moves are very common. If you have a decent rating, like 1400 or higher, and you review your games, you'll notice that most of the moves you played were actually the best moves compared to others. Up next we have excellent moves. Many people say that
Good morning, class. Excellent moves are among the top 5 engine choices. Maintain the current evaluation, don't create weaknesses, and blah, blah, blah.
which is completely nonsense or bullshit. What I found or generally believe is there is not a big difference between excellent or best move. Mostly it depends on your rating. Like if you are low rated, a obvious move might also be excellent move, and good looking move might be best move. Remember that this is not completely accurate. Don't get obsessed with computer telling you it is best move or excellent move. Unless computer is highly trained on human games, it is very difficult for a computer to tell what moves are hard for humans to see. Like, whenever I see the best move, half the time they are obvious moves, and other half the time I have no clue why it was best or excellent move. So, you should not care too much if you get either of those. If we talk about good move, they are kind of solid moves, which don't make your position more worse. Many people's brains have been broken, trying to know the difference among them, but honestly speaking, it's mostly random and you don't control it. For example, I analyzed these two same position but from two different accounts. I played same move in both the position but the result were different, and the icon or symbol of move I got was different, so don't get too much obsessed with it. If we talk about force move, it is a move which is only reasonable or available move in response to a threat. For example, look at this position. It begins with white sacrificing the queen on h7. At first glance it seems shocking, and it is indeed a brilliant move, but now black has been forced to capture. White immediately continues with knight takes bishop double check. Now black has only two options, retreat and be checkmated at once, or come forward with the king. But from this point forward, the position becomes extraordinary because every single move is forced. If you want, pause here and try to find it out yourself. So in this position, white plays knight g4 and every single square is occupied except this one. So when the king comes in, we play h4 check defended by the rook and the king is forced to move to f4. Now we play g3 and the king is again forced to move. So when king forced to f3, we play bishop to e2. And again, the only move left is g2. And now we get rook h2. And the only move is king to g1. And in this position, white did long castle checkmate by isolating the king from his army and hunting down him alone, leaving no chance to get back up or any kind of support. It was like kidnapping the king. Or I much more feel that it was a game where soldiers escorting a king to its execution. Moving ahead, we have book move. A book move is a well-known move and commonly found in chess books or guides. These moves are part of standard opening strategies to help players start the game with a strong position. They are tried, tested, and approved by chess grandmasters. For example, the opening move e4, moving the king's pawn 2 squares forward, is a book move. It is widely recognized and used by many players to control the center of the board. Next, if we talk about inaccuracy, an inaccuracy is a move that is not the best option available. While it might not be a game-changing mistake, but it can create weaknesses in your position, or allow your opponent to gain some advantage. For example, if you move your knight to b5 without a clear plan, it can be considered an inaccuracy. Black can easily attack your knight, forcing it to retreat. As a result, you lose your initiative, while black gains time to develop pieces and improve their position. On the other hand, a mistake is a misjudgment or misassessment of the position. Next is missed win. A missed win happens when you have a definite opportunity to secure victory, but fail to take advantage of it. For example, in this position, white was completely winning because black's king is exposed. White's 2 rooks are very powerful and stop black from finding cover. But now white did a mistake by playing rook a6 because king can go back to safety, and now this game is dead draw. So to deal with this situation, next time when I have such critical position, I always look for check, capture, and attack first, and question myself, am I missing something or overlooking my plan? And by this trick, I was able to win more games and grab better opportunities. Now, if we talk about blunder, a blunder is a simple overlooking of something you would normally notice. For example, here I can get full queen, but I got tunnel visioned on doing smothered checkmate by sacking my own queen and blundered. If you are low rated, don't get in FOMO because even a grandmaster can also do a blunder.
Oh my god!